What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Save Show. This is your host, Justin. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of this personal blog of mine, an audio-visual journal, if you will, where you get to see in real time as I struggle to become a better man, better husband, better father, and most importantly, you'll get to see as I walk closer to God each and every day. Thanks for all the support on the show. Please feel free to share this or give us a rate and review, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you're listening. I do appreciate it, and it helps the show to grow. If you're on social media, go check out the Instagram page. If you like something, share it to your story. Give us a follow, all that good stuff. I appreciate everybody who's out there supporting the show so far, but I appreciate the continued support to help me grow this passion project. This will be an all things episode today. Probably not necessarily a fit cast, not necessarily a traditional Save Show episode. No guest, just me today. Get some guests on here soon, since the store page is now in the rear view mirror, and we don't have anything like that going on right now as a part of this project. I'd like to double down and get on some fantastic guests. I did have a scheduling conflict last month with a guest, and so had to reschedule with him, and we'll get him on. Fantastic individual, and I've got a few others on a list that I would like to invite on. So for now, for this season of the Save Show, you've got me until we get those guest episodes recorded. Let me know what you want me to talk about. Always open to suggestions. I do have, 50 lines of topics written down on my phone, but if there's something that you need covered or would like some insight from a veteran, family man, salesman, go ahead and send it my way. Let me know. Today is probably going to be titled Life is a Campaign. As it comes to warfare or any battle, what's that old saying? You can lose a battle, but don't lose the war, I think is how it goes. When it comes to life, it's not as if losing one battle or losing one day, not accomplishing something today or anything like that. It's not as if that makes it so that you've lost the war. Battles need to be won, certainly, and you win enough of those. Eventually you start to win the war. But we're waging a campaign, and it will change day in and day out. And sometimes you might lose a battle. You might fail. But the true test of you, my dear brother or sister listening, is if you get back up and keep fighting in that campaign. And we all have different campaigns, different wars, different lives that we're leading. For me, one example would be this marathon training. And in the past week, I have ran 0 miles. 0 miles. So had some injuries, needed to take a break. I think everything's fine now, and I'm going to hit the ground running literally today as you listen to this on Monday. So a couple weeks ago, I slept. We have our children, our toddlers, on mattresses on the floor, so they're doing the floor bed thing. And if they need anything in the middle of the night, I tend to move from my bed to their bed and fall asleep with them. It's just hard to go back and forth. So I'll fall asleep one night with the toddler, and I think my arm was my pillow, right here, kind of crooked and up against my ear, and slept like that, using my arm as a pillow. And the next morning I wake up, and I felt tight, but nothing out of the ordinary. Could have probably shaken it off, stretched it out during the day. However, I made the mistake of sneezing, and whatever was going on tension-wise in my neck and shoulder from sleeping like that on my arm just snapped. So I was in a lot of pain. It was kind of that like soreness in a specific spot. It felt like a big knot in my back, and I did this. If you're watching, you can see me. My neck couldn't really move too far, and I did just a lot of robotic, like Batman with his cowl on, can't turn his neck sort of movement. So that was injury number 1. Went to the chiropractor. That's my go-to for injuries. Got adjusted, started to feel better. Did a heating pad. Everything was fine. No big deal. At the same time, I was getting some like bruising and swelling on the tops of my feet. And from what I read, it's because I was wearing my shoes too loose on the internet. But that was quite painful. I tried to run the half marathon training run for the marathon, and I had to stop at 10 miles just because it was on both my feet. They're bruised, they're swollen, and just wasn't having any fun. So I decided to come back and kick my feet up for the last week. The bruises has gone away. When I take a step, I don't feel it there anymore. So we'll put a couple miles on and see how it feels. All that to say, as far as that campaign, this marathon training, for me personally, there's some failures. There's some times to step back, take some R&R, lose the battle, as it were. But we just got to get right back into it. You got to take the next battle, the next training run, if I continue to use the marathon analogy, and eventually enough of those training runs that I get done, enough training, lifting weights, stretching, going on runs, making sure I'm properly fueled, those battles will eventually add up, and I will run a successful marathon in October. That's the goal. So as far as that campaign goes, that is what I am striving to do. Win these little battles, 3-mile run, 4-mile run, 7-mile run. Get the training in so that game day, war day, if you want to call it that, I am ready to go. I show up and I perform. In other aspects of life, as you try to become and be and remain a Christian man or woman, to be Christ-like, which is impossible, but a worthy goal. Each day there might be something that you fail at, and there probably will be most days. But that part of your life is a campaign where you need to win more battles than you lose. You need to dive into Scripture daily. You need to pray. You need to mind your tongue. You need to control your thought. You need to abstain from screens because that takes you down a dark path. You need to try not to check out the pantry and find that snack that leads to gluttony. You need to avoid that beverage or going out with a certain friend. All these little things add up, these battles that you can win daily to help you in this campaign of trying to be Christ-like, to be a follower of the way. And like I said, some battles you're going to lose. Every day you're probably going to fail in that regard. Because we're not perfect, and we can't be. But you can be better, and you can win more battles than you lose. And you can stay true to the ultimate goal of having Christ as your primary. To sin is to miss the mark, and we're all sinners, so we're going to miss the mark. But that doesn't mean we can't wage a successful campaign in this war. For some of us, being a parent would be a campaign, a war that you're waging. Some days are easier than others. We did family pictures last night with my 2 toddlers, which is not an easy task. We thought Cheerios would win, just a little bribery, get a smile, get a Cheerio. And we lost that battle. So I know that we took some great pictures overall, but the experience was a little trying. And some, normal days, it's just, getting your kids to eat, or maybe it's pottery training. Maybe your kids are older than mine and you've got totally different battles that I'm not there yet. But that's one where you can't stop fighting, because your kids are just that much more important. Running a marathon, something that I like to talk about. It's definitely a big part of my life right now. Big focus. But I know that that's sort of a trivial adventure compared to being a parent, or compared to trying to be a Christian, pursuing Christ. But it is a good analogy. Your life is a campaign, and these training runs, these battles that we try to win, eventually add up to hopefully a war that's been won. So coming back from injury tomorrow might be fun, might not be fun, who knows? It's definitely cooling off, though. I appreciate the August weather over the July weather. We were in the 90s for a lot of the month, and I look forward to fall. I'm a flannel guy. You probably could have guessed that. So be wearing some flannels, get the boots out. Maybe we can get a campfire going this season. That'll be good. But I am trying to lose less battles and win more, and hopefully that adds up over time. That would be my advice to you, dear listener, on this happy Monday, happy joyous Monday. Whatever it is today, whatever your marathon is, I hope you choose the right thing to do today. Hopefully you can win, but know that you can come back from your loss. There's this verse in 2 Timothy, I have fought the good fight, I have finished the race, I have kept the faith. And since I've been running, I think about that one. When I ran a previous marathon, at the end I got pretty emotional, teary-eyed, because I'd finally done it. There are rare things in life where I feel like the average person, like myself, will commit months to preparing for. And then it's finally happened, and you did it, and it's over. And there's a great sense of relief. So in October, I hope to be saying I have fought the good fight. I have finished the race. I have kept the faith. But like I said, that's just a marathon. If I can say that at the end of my life in its totality to the big man, that would feel pretty good too. All right, Monday, get out there, get after it. Let me know if you have any suggestions for episode topics. Yeah, this has been Justin. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate all the support for the show. Go ahead and share it, like and subscribe, follow all the current lingo, and thanks for listening again. With that, I must say, God loves us. He's blessed us all, and don't forget, you are saved through Christ.